Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name is John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Happy Easter to you, Dan.
Thank
Happy
you.
Easter to you, listeners. Happy Easter to everyone, in fact, except Czech Diabate's ball boy mate.
Yes.
Unhappy Easter to you, pal.
Yeah. That was funny.
It was funny. We'll come on to that in a minute. Exeter City have had 2 games over the festive holiday.
Yeah. Good
And
Friday
Good Friday.
and not so good Monday.
Yeah. So on Great Friday, and it was absolutely...
I'd say good, fine.
All right. Okay.
Great would have been, a better game than that was.
All right, fair enough. It was 1 o'clock kickoff at a sold-out St James Park.
Yeah. Is that
As
right?
in, there weren't any more tickets available.
There weren't any more tickets available. Whether there was the absolute kind of maximum amount of people in the ground there can be, I'm not convinced.
No, but there was 7,500.
It's a lot more people than we've seen there for a while.
Lovely sunny lunchtime game.
Yep.
I had a pasty at midday.
Did you?
Yeah. Stodgy. I say it's stodgy. I like it.
Where was it from?
City one.
Oh, right.
Vegan city one.
Right.
Didn't sit that well.
Ah, I see.
I'm still swallowing it now.
They
it
never
feels like.
do they? This podcast mostly about pasties, isn't it,
I
really?
think so. Like 40% pasties.
Yeah.
25%
I probably
football.
have about 5 pasties a year.
No, I probably have about 5 a week.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you go.
anyway, it didn't matter that my stomach was full because my heart was full too.
Yeah. It didn't affect the players' performance.
No, which was good of them. They
yeah.
saw past that. They're bigger than that.
Yeah.
Good job I didn't have a pasty that was bigger than that because honestly,
Yeah.
that'd be it. Rigor mortis. So City started very lively. Colchester did not.
No, I mean,
They didn't really come for much, did they?
what's in it for them?
Well, very little.
Pride?
Didn't show any.
No. A new contract next year?
No chance.
A move to a better team?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Um,
Although we did get Giovanni Brown off them.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Did we? They released him. Can't remember. Doesn't matter. Plays for us now.
I felt really bad for the 150 or so Colchester fans because their team really didn't look like they were interested at all, did they?
No, yeah. I mean, it's good that some people bothered to come, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah. So City went ahead in the first half. It's that annoying thing in it where we're attacking the big bank. But maybe this is the future.
I don't think it is the future, and I don't like it.
No.
It's jarring.
Yeah, but we started well, and Jack Sparks got his second, I think, goal of the season.
Yep. Nice one. Good through ball from Giovanni Brown, picks him out, and a good finish.
JB had a good game, didn't he?
I thought Sparks had put it wide at first look, but
you didn't
no.
turn away this time.
No, I
then?
didn't turn away this time, and I saw it go in the net. And that was about right, wasn't it?
I felt
We
like
weren't absolutely imperious. We were just kind of better.
yeah, which is all we
And you
needed
could see
to be,
the goal
wasn't it?
come in, really.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's no point breaking a sweat, really.
No, so unchanged team from the week before.
Yep.
Yeah, made a good account of ourselves. That was another one that felt like we ticked off that. That's a good home win, one we expected to win and did.
Do you know what I felt was interesting? When Sparks scored, I felt like the cheering went on way longer than normal. I felt like we really felt like
Really?
that's bigger than that goal,
Well, maybe it's just a bunch of people who never come to football thinking, I don't know what you do here. Maybe I'll just keep cheering.
There were some people asking some funny questions around us, weren't there?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for it. I think the more the merrier.
Yeah. I know there was a guy behind me in the queue at the kiosk.
Yeah.
And he was on the phone to someone who's obviously buying food for him. He was just like reading out the entire menu. They got curry.
It hasn't changed in
They
years.
got curry pie. They got steak and kidney pie. All of it.
Right,
all
okay.
of it. So obviously he hadn't been before. Otherwise, and neither had his mate.
No. Anyway, it was great to see so many people enjoying it, and I think you'd want to come back after that.
Yeah. Hope so.
second-
Well, they have done, haven't they? But most of them have because we sold a lot of tickets for the other
home games.
home games.
So second half, I don't even know how far into it was, but it felt like it was very laid back performance. Ball into the box from Collins.
Archie Collins, yeah, who did really well to kind of make the space for himself to put that ball across to the back post.
Yep.
And then extremely well placed Matt J
Was it volley?
Sort of volleys it back across the goal, just picks out Zanzala, who I think goes in off his chest.
I think he just gets enough.
Yeah.
Puts his chest in the right place, doesn't he?
Yeah, unselfish from Jay and excellent positioning.
Really well done from Jay. That wasn't. I wasn't sure what had happened.
No, it looked like maybe it was sort of going in anyway to me, and then Zanzala sort of made sure, but that wasn't the case. It was, is that a really good ball from Collins and then also a really good ball across from Matt Jay. So that's, and that was it. 2-0. Plain sailing, really.
It was.
They did get a goal back, didn't they? Zanzala came off for Amond, and I say they got a goal back. They had the ball in the net.
Yeah.
However, he put the ball in the net with his arm,
which is against the rules.
Yeah, it is against the rules. So that was ruled out. And what else is to say? Colchester had a horrible kit.
Yeah, they really did.
Sort of dark gold.
Yeah.
And black, just horrible.
Jack Sparks got absolutely poleaxed, didn't he, by someone who I don't think he even got a card.
No, was that not? That was yesterday.
No. Up on the far end, just past the dugouts.
Right.
Do you remember?
Oh, he got taken out there.
Got completely.
Oh yeah, he did.
Out.
You're right.
The ref
Yeah.
and the linesman both failed to see it, but it was at least a yellow card.
Yeah. I mean, that was the one where the ref just wasn't watching.
No.
Just wasn't watching. He was like so late on it. Anyway, wasn't the best refereeing performance. But that's barely worth mentioning, isn't it? Cause,
So that was done.
That's just the standard.
And then yesterday...
We'll mention also that Alex Hartridge had to go off injured.
Oh, yeah, that was a problem.
Didn't even see what happened. Just sort of saw him down at the far end. And I think that's him done for the season, which is a shame.
I mean, thank goodness it didn't happen earlier.
Yeah, and of course, like we've said all along, in that position especially, we're pretty well catered for. We've got Czech Diabate, who's been an absolute revelation.
Yeah.
And he stepped in for this weekend. You also got Grounds back fit or close.
Oh, is that right?
He was on the bench, so
okay.
you assume he was, but he didn't play either of the games. But I just think, I don't know, it would have been nice considering how good they've been as a kind of three. Those Sweeney, Stubbs, Hartridge, and Hartridge kind of like, I think possibly due to the fact that Sam Stubbs has also been so good, Hartridge has been slightly overlooked by just how brilliant he's been for since he came back into the side. And I do think, even though, like I said, we're well covered, we're going to miss him, and we kind of already started to miss him on Monday.
I think that's right. I think both defensively he's very sharp, and they work really well as a three, but also him carrying it out of defence.
Yeah, and just the balance as well of being a left-footed player, working alongside. Now Sparks has really taken that left wing-back role, and I think that kind of balance of the two left-footers down there, it's been working really well, hasn't it? And it's a real shame that we won't get to see him again for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So then, yesterday's to Monday.
Yeah.
Up to Prenton.
Oh, hold on a minute. Just on that Colchester game.
Oh, yeah.
We had a message from a fella called Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Who was travelling from somewhere in Ireland, don't know where, Dublin. Going to say Dublin. To come over to just sort of watch City.
Oh, yeah.
And he's written this whole blog about it. It's really good. And
is he regular?
No, I don't think he's ever been before.
Okay.
I think he's just kind of... Oh, he's from Wicklow.
Okay. Nice mountains.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, it's about the whole day, about his experience of getting to the ground and how it all was, and going to it. And it's all very complimentary. I mean, he mentions a podcast, otherwise I wouldn't bother giving him a plug. But so
is he positive about the podcast?
Yeah. Says it's good. And anyway,
thanks, Jace.
If you want to have a read of it, and I recommend you do, because it's very well written. It really is interesting. And
will you share it on the Twitter?
Yeah, I will do, yeah.
Right.
If you don't look at Twitter, it's hallowedturf.ie.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe /blog. Well worth a read. If you're like I am a lot of the time, just kind of like just searching out kind of just more things to consume all the time.
Sure.
Anyway, have a look.
Okay, thanks for that.
So that was about
that
game.
At Colchester, was he?
Yeah. So that was about that. So I thought I'd include it.
Very good. Maybe it was him getting the whole menu read to him.
Yeah, that guy didn't. Well, yeah, I don't know what that person. The person reading it wasn't Irish, but yeah, maybe the person on the other end was.
It's the thing about telephones. You only hear one side.
Yeah,
of the
unless they've got
story.
them on speaker.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway, on we go.
So Tranmere, Prenton Park, Easter Monday.
Yeah.
We assume no antics at the services this time, unmentioned.
Didn't hear about any, no.
Who's most likely in the City squad to be straight in the arcade?
Do they even have arcades anymore?
Yeah, they're kind of weirdly gated off, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, so it's more of a kind of...
It's just the fruity.
Just fruity.
There's no Sega Rally.
No.
There's no Tekken.
No.
There's no Space Invaders or the like.
Who's the most likely?
Cameron Dawson.
Cam Dawson, you reckon?
Yeah, I
Likes a
reckon.
fruity, does he?
I reckon he's got a technique.
Yeah.
Which in the end is he just punches it on the top and he wins.
Right. Not sure that would work. That thing, you watch people doing fruities, they sort of lean back and sort of have a look at the wheels and see if they can see it's...
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
Doesn't work on the digital ones anymore, does it? Certainly not.
No, I mean, fruit machines are really a kind of sort of thing of the past. I guess they still knock it around.
You just have it on your phone now, I suppose, don't you?
Oh, God.
Lose all your money that way.
That's depressing.
Yeah, innit?
I preferred when everyone lost their money in real life.
Same. And then you could celebrate one another's successes
Yeah.
by looking over and going like, hey!
Yeah, I liked it. You can always paying out. That's what they say, isn't
Don't
it?
go on that. It's paying out.
Yeah. Oh, look, this guy's going on that machine, and you don't realise that paid out 20 minutes ago.
Exactly.
You
don't get that anymore on phones.
No. And that's only in the interest of the gambling companies, so I'd suggest not doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Enough of
we
that.
can only speculate about that.
So they were up Tranmere. George Ray was there,
Yeah.
spectating.
So what's he doing there?
Well, he's from there, isn't he? And he was at Tranmere.
He's not from there, is he?
I think so. He was Crewe, wasn't he? So he's Northwest.
I know he's played for... He's definitely not got a Merseyside accent.
I tell you what I've got to base this on. Not that saying that he's from there. When he moved here last summer, he said, I've never left home before. And we know he played at Tranmere.
Okay.
So he's obviously from not that far away from there.
Right. Okay. So he's up there for the bank holiday.
They
Not
were-
playing for Leighton?
Well, I think he was injured, wasn't he?
Right. Okay.
They played yesterday, didn't they?
Anyway, that's really nice of him to be there, isn't it, and stuff.
Another...
Still a City player, of course. Let's not forget.
Yeah, he might come back, won't he?
Wouldn't have thought so.
They
but-
did play. They beat Swindon yesterday, so...
Right. Okay. Well, he's obviously not needed. Yeah, nice to see him.
So, Matt Taylor kind of alluded to it.
What are you doing there?
Dropping my phone.
Oh, right.
Matt Taylor kind of alluded to it, but it was a fairly close game first period, wasn't it? Zanzala hit the post.
It
No,
was first
crossbar
half,
even.
yeah. I mean, so we did make a couple of changes for this one. Jay dropped back to the back to the bench, sorry, and Callum Rowe back into the middle.
Yep.
And obviously the enforced change was no Hartridge, Diabate on the left side of that back three.
Yeah.
Which-
Giving the eyes to the ball boy.
Yeah. But so, like I said, he's been excellent this season, so I wasn't worried about that. It does make us slightly less balanced, him being a right-footed on the left-hand side, but that is where he's played when he was in the side before. Yep. So, and first half, I think we did okay.
We conceded not long before, didn't we? Annoyingly, before the break.
Yeah, we did, yeah. But I thought Josh Key got a lot of the ball down the right-hand side, and I thought if we can carry on like this, possibly we might be able to nick something here. We've got to be very careful at the back, but, that McManaman fella looked good, didn't he, down the right?
Yeah, he did.
But we didn't really get enough. There wasn't enough in the final third, was there? Do you know what I mean? I know we've kind of said this a lot recently, but obviously you don't have Matt J there. The idea being, I suppose, Tim Dieng being the kind of more forward of those players, giving him a chance to kind of, break into the box, get a bit more license to kind of shoot, I suppose.
Yeah.
Didn't really happen for him first half.
They were very quick on their men, weren't they, Tranmere? You really noticed they were being closed down.
Yeah, and
everywhere.
actually, if anything, second half, they started doing that even more, and that really kind of blotted us out, you know. But yeah, we came close with that one. There was another chance where defender kind of takes a swing at it, and it really could have gone anywhere, and it looked like it might, he might spoon it into his own net, but luckily for him, it went wide. But yeah, and then they scored, didn't they? So
39, I think, 40 minutes.
I think in that in the form we're in at the moment, even with the kind of change in the defence which has been forced on us, we have to make multiple mistakes for them to score still. Do you mean? So Stubbs misses a header or isn't quite alive to it. He thinks he's kind of got more time than he has, loses out.
Yeah.
Then Diabate's kind of like slightly out-muscled.
Yeah.
Then Sweeney can't get close enough to his man, or kind of like the guy gets to the byline. Then Josh Key can't get across to stop the Tranmere attacker being on the end of it. But I mean, that all those things have to happen, and all of those players have been so solid before now that it's just sort of it's one of those things that we were never gonna not concede again. So and that's kind of how you had to do it, really. And after that, Tranmere best home form in the league. Don't concede
very quick
at home.
On us at every point.
Yeah,
no Hartridge to carry it out of defence.
No, half time. Yeah, which really would have helped. Drawing them. Stretching that midfield, opening it up a little bit. But
I also felt,
want to be,
and this isn't. Well, it is a criticism, but I fully acknowledge how brilliant Brown's been. But when he's not on his game, it was kind of bouncing off him a bit, wasn't it? And he couldn't quite make the touches. He's the difference maker sometimes, often, in fact.
Yeah, he couldn't find any space once he even had the ball, do you mean? Because he was just being really kind of closed down. They kind of had us figured out, I think, really. And then, which plenty of teams you could easily do, but it's just whether you can then do anything about it, and they could.
Yeah.
So we did come close a few times, like you said. There was the one off the bar. There was one that nearly put into his own net. There was
Amond had a chance, didn't he?
Oh, second half, yeah. There's a very good chance for Amond. Dieng had a header at the back post, and I think honestly, he heads it over, but he's collided with by Tranmere. And I mean, for me, technically, it's a foul.
Yeah.
No one complained. You're never going to get a penalty for that, I realise. But the defender does enough to kind of physically move him and doesn't go anywhere, even go for the ball. So, I mean, I don't think we deserved to win there. A draw would have been brilliant, but want to be, the Amon chance at the end. In a way, it makes you wish. I wish we had Amond 4 years younger, 2 years younger, even, because that's the perfect place to be, and it's only because of a brilliant bit of like back post defending that he doesn't tuck that away. But to be there, imagine it, if we'd had him if he's 4 years younger,
1-1, wouldn't it, with 20 minutes to go or something, and you feel
Anyway, they scored again. We just really switched off for this one. I mean, I think it might have been just after that chance they hit us on the break.
That was that.
We changed up to 4-4-2 by this point, by the way, just to give it another go. We're 1-0 down. You might as well.
Jay comes on, Diabate goes off.
Yeah, and Coley comes on.
And of course, the unfortunate incident preceding that was Diabate goes to, if you haven't seen it, listeners, you can have a look. It's everywhere. Diabate goes to collect the ball from the ball boy, who the City ball boys are and girls are older primary school kids, maybe younger secondary school kids, right?
Yeah.
This guy's about 25.
No, he's not. He's about 14, maybe 15.
He's about 14. He fancies his chances. He's got the ball. Diabate goes to get it. The lad rolls it the other way, which is what players do, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah.
Diabate doesn't like this, so he shoves him.
Yeah.
Bad move. The kid then, Diabate then marches up the touchline to get the ball. The kid's then following him down the touchline.
He's really trying to...
What's he going to do?
Kick off, yeah.
Apparently it's happened a few times before this.
What, with the same kid?
Same kid. Not Diabate, but apparently he's been goading the supporters, who he's by, the City supporters.
What, Czech has?
No.
Oh, right.
The ball boy.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So he's,
Well, you get these little oiks every now and then. Don't I remember there being one at Swindon away a couple of years ago. Anyway, he gets sort of marched out, definitely off the touchline, up the stand by this kind of, by a steward who looks like she's giving him an absolute bollocking. Like, marching off, dragging him away. And, funny. But it was funny. But Matt Taylor didn't find it funny.
Matt Taylor's not impressed. I think what he cares about most is the loss of his cool, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And the overall kind of temperament of the team is we don't do stuff we don't want to be doing things like that. I'm sure in isolation without the context, Matt Taylor would kind of find it as funny as anyone else would. But anyway, we lost the game 2-0. Second loss in 20, something like that.
Yeah, but it's 3 this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's been a very good run.
Yeah, and it wasn't the worst way to lose.
No.
The second goal, I kind of, whatever.
I mean, I think
it was kind of lost by that point in a way. That kind of finished it off, but what can you do? I think we gave it a decent go. Taylor was saying that they forced us to play how they wanted it to play, and I think second half that's probably true.
And when you're behind or ahead, you can.
They're a very physical side, but they're also good. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard once you go a goal down.
So we'll talk about this in a second, but the other results and the league, it's all shifted around. So anyway, we'll catch up on that shortly. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can get in touch with us in all the normal ways at Big Bang Pod on Twitter, the Big Bang Theory podcast on Facebook, and bigbangpod@gmail.com on the email. So, Dan, he says with a deep sigh, there's 4 games left.
Yep.
Now, Forest Green, having lost at the weekend to Barrow, won again yesterday. They're top. Played 42, plus 34 on the goal difference. They got 82 points. We're second. We've played 42. We're on 77 points. Everyone else in the next 3 have played 43. That's Port Vale in third on 75, and Northampton and Bristol in 4th and 5th. They've both got 73 points. Then Sutton in 6th have played 42, and they've got 70 points. Then Tranmere are in 7th. They've got 69 points and they've played 43. Okay. What this means, Dan, is this. There are 4 teams that can overtake us.
Yep.
Theoretically. Their names are Port Vale, Northampton, Bristol Rovers and Sutton. Okay?
Yep.
Tranmere just about could overtake us, but really not. So all we need to do, it's this simple.
This is what I want to hit. This is the only thing I'm interested in, really. All we need to do
is win 2 games.
Is win 2. 6 points will guarantee us promotion.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
That's right. Now, that might be second, that might be third. But because of our game in hand...
Yep. Which we'll make up on Tuesday night, right?
Which we'll make up on Tuesday night. Our maximum points is 89. And the maximum points for Port Vale, Northampton and so on, Port Vale's maximum is 84. So we win 2 games, we're on 83, and then the other teams have got less points.
Yep. So that's all it is.
That's
Just
all it is.
2 wins.
2 wins against
now what
2...
we've got by the next time we talk to you,
yes,
if anyone's out there, we might be promoted, right?
We can absolutely be promoted
because we've got these 2 home games now.
And one of which is our game in hand.
Saturday and Tuesday.
Yes.
We'll be back on Wednesday.
Yes.
So it might be done.
It can certainly be done.
It's in our hands to do. I mean, it's not in our hands because we don't do anything about it apart from go along, cheer for the lads, and then talk about it. And pasties.
Yeah.
Which isn't helping. So it's not hindering necessarily.
I've probably spent enough on pasties over the years at Exeter City to pay for like a youth team player.
In that case, it is helping.
I've basically paid for Ollie Watkins personally.
Yeah. Well, I thank you.
My stomach does not. So yeah, that's right. It's, two wins, and it's done before we go to Northampton.
Oh my word!
Now, obviously, there's another factor to this, which is that Barrow and Rochdale—that's the wrong order—Rochdale and Barrow are lower half teams.
Yep.
Rochdale can't go anywhere, up or down.
Rochdale 15th. They can't do anything.
They can't do anything.
And they're playing a bit like that, in as much as they win some, they lose some, they draw some. There's kind of nothing on it for them, but it doesn't mean they're just not turning up. You know what I mean?
No.
It won't be. It should be straightforward.
And we drew with them at Rochdale back in November.
1-1 back at the end of November. Yeah,
I think that was the start of the demise of our
Right.
form. And then Barrow mathematically can still go down.
yeah, they've still got a bit to play for.
So Scunthorpe are down,
Yep.
which is ridiculous given that they were championship a few years. Anyway, that's by the by. Oldham
Have played more games
Yeah.
than
Stevenage
Barrow
and
and
Barrow,
Stevenage, and are on, I think, about 4 points behind.
they're 4 points behind. Barrow have got a much better goal difference than Stevenage or Oldham.
But Barrow really will need to pick up points. They might not need to pick up points so desperately
No.
by Tuesday, depending on what happens.
If they win on Saturday and Oldham don't, then Barrow all but home and dry.
Yeah. There's a lot of ifs in there. If this happens, if that happens. The only if we need to worry about really is if we win 2 matches out of the remaining 4,
Yeah.
we will be promoted automatically.
Yes.
That's the main if.
And if we win the next 2, the last 2 games don't matter.
No.
And Forest Green, I realise this isn't great for our hopes of being champions, but in a sense, we're now a one-job season. We got
Yeah.
one thing to do.
There's one thing to worry about. There's
'Cause
one thing to concern ourselves with.
Forest Green are basically, well, they're 5 points ahead with much better goal average.
If we'd beaten Tranmere at the weekend,
Yeah.
we'd be talking about that now. Like, oh, that would be the main thing we were saying.
Yeah.
Can we challenge for the title?
Yeah.
It could still happen, but now that's very much will just be like, oh, that'd be a weird, nice bonus, wouldn't it? But
Yeah. Oh, sorry, everyone. You'll be feeling the same as us. It's it's a bit stressful, isn't it?
yeah, sure is.
But we can it's in our own hands, and it's at home.
Yeah.
If Tranmere was the next
We're
game,
really good at home. We don't really lose at home. So
don't really lose
you
at
have to
home.
all kind of go to shit for it to go wrong now.
yeah.
Come on. Flipping heck. Come on.
I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
This
is huge.
Huge.
After all these stupid playoff dramas, after the blimmin' pandemic, after Tisdale going, all that stuff,
Well, 10 years of it, isn't it?
I feel like it's been 10 years of it, really.
Yeah.
And we've put ourselves in such a brilliant position.
Just got to get it over the line now.
I mean, that's mad, isn't it? We can lose to a promotion rival, which is what Tranmere are,
Yeah.
and we're still...
Well, luckily, Port Vale lost, didn't they? 2
Yeah.
Bristol Rovers.
And
But all that does is kind of like, I know that boosts Bristol's chances, but the immediate danger there was Port Vale. So I think that's probably
they're further behind.
what we wanted.
That's absolutely what we wanted.
Yeah.
Because it's not made our position any worse. Because of them all losing and us being far enough ahead. Barrow, of course, Zanzala presumably won't be able to play
Oh, yeah, of course not.
because he's on loan from them, isn't he? He did
He
a
is.
naughty thing.
Oh, yeah?
He was liking some tweets of Barrow supporters. This was last weekend saying, "Oh, we're basically down. It's been a disaster," and he was liking them.
Come on.
He's still their player.
Come on, Oz. That's bad.
You blame it on it's my social media manager.
Yeah, like he's got one of them.
Yeah, anyway, so he's still a Barrow player, but he won't be able to play. Does that mean that Nombe might, because we know he's potential,
I don't know. I doubt it.
you'd probably start Phillips or Amon, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If we win at the weekend,
I think Phillips probably starts, I imagine. But
if we
who knows?
win against Rochdale, which means we're only 1 win away from automatics, and we might be less depending on what the other teams do,
Yeah.
you wouldn't risk Nombe, would you?
No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
It's not quite a sellout yet, but it looks like it's gonna be.
What, Rochdale?
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I heard there was 750 tickets left for the Big Bank, so that maybe won't sell out, but it'll be very full again.
Very full again.
Yeah.
Are they doing the same? No, that's the next thing that happens, isn't it? The away end thing.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're in any
Probably.
danger of that happening
No.
again. That must have been weird, going in the away end, wasn't it?
Yeah, you did it for something else, didn't you?
I did it for a weird for a Papa John's.
When the other stands weren't open.
Yeah, the Big Bamp one open, yeah.
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 I stood in there when we got relegated out of the league. I was in there that year.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Getting squashed against a wall.
Aid Edmondson looking over your head.
Was he there?
Well, supposedly that's how he kind of. I think this is the story. That's how he kind of got involved in City. He just sort of turned up when that was going on, and stood on a box and looked over.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then after that, bought a season ticket.
Wow. I was in the queue for the big bank with all my mates from Cully, and they said it's full. We're closing it.
Yep.
So we just stood there like, what now? And then we heard murmurs. They're going to open the away end. So obviously they were shuffling people around.
Yeah.
So we start walking down Old Tivy Road. Then we start running because everyone else is running. Then my mate, little Gaz, takes an absolute tumble, goes flying. So right?
Did he make it in? Oh, presumably you left him behind.
I was the one that tripped him up.
Yeah.
So
He ran for himself.
me and his brother picked him up, and then he kind of hobbles down there. But we're still kind of the first to get there, and the police on horses. And then, I don't know why I'm telling you, listeners, you all know this. And then everyone piles in behind us. Right? And I wasn't stood right in front of the gate. I was stood like in front of the wall. And honestly, my face is against the wall. And I'm saying to a copper, I'm getting squashed here. And he just looks at me and kind of smirks.
Yeah. Well.
So I punched his horse in the face.
Yeah, good. No, don't take it out on the horse.
Oh, no.
They don't want to work for the police.
No, they've always got long faces.
They hate the police as much as we do.
So then we got in and then saw that debacle, didn't we? That was when I was in the away end.
Well, I was on the big bank on that day, but yeah, get there earlier.
I really should have. I think I want to blame the bus from Cully, but I don't know if that's true or not. I think I was probably living in Exeter.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
it's Rochdale, then it's Barrow. Neither are sold out. Phil Brown at Barrow.
Phil Brown, yeah.
So if I'm enjoying the game, I'll enjoy him being mad. If I'm stressed out of my head,
Yeah, we'll hate him.
we'll hate him.
Yeah.
I mean, can we please just have two easy... We got an easy game with Colchester.
I know.
Have we used up our easy games?
I don't know. I hope not. I just don't let this pressure get to you, lads. Do you know what I mean? Just like, let's just,
Could Nombe just
go
be
about
there
our
just
business.
to clap?
Let's just do our thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that we've got the bad game out of the way. Rochdale and Barrow, even if they make it difficult for us, they're not as good as Tranmere.
Nope.
They're not as good as Mansfield.
Anyway, let's put all that to one side for a minute.
Okay.
And talk about the goal of the season.
Hey!
Now, you can have a look at these on the internet.
Give yourself half an hour.
8 minutes.
For not many goals. 12 goals?
Something like that. Well, you get a couple of replays of them. I don't know why they could have narrowed it down a bit more, to be honest, because some of them are just a very sort of normal goal. Sort of nothing.
Wanted to be inclusive?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I can't see any. Some of them won't get a single vote.
Who are you going for?
Well, for me,
Yeah.
it's between two, probably.
Okay.
And that would be between Giovanni Brown away at Swindon,
Yeah.
which I think is actually technically not as good a finish as his one
At home.
against somebody. Both of those left foot curlers into the,
Yeah.
the Swindon away one is it Swindon away?
Yeah.
Isn't right in the top bin.
Yeah.
But he does pick up the ball right on the halfway line, and the move leading up to it, I prefer.
And that was a very important goal.
Yeah. So it's between that one and which I think I'm going to have to pick. I'm not going to pick that one as a win. I think I'm going to go for Jack Sparks.
Oh, yeah.
Goal number 4 against Harrogate,
Yeah.
last minute, outside of the boot. I didn't actually even see it in real life because I was so convinced it had gone wide that I looked down.
I mean, that is a remarkable finish.
It's an amazing finish. You never see a goal like that. They're very rare.
I mean, you've still not seen
I
one.
literally haven't, I have seen, yeah, anyway. But just because of the impact, the importance of that win.
Yeah.
And I think that really sparked our kind of, like, no pun intended, our kind of, it rallied us to think we can do anything.
Yeah.
So,
I think you're right.
so
you're
I
going
think
for that,
I'm going to go for that one.
I think I'm going. I've gone for the Giovanni Swindon away.
Right. But, don't let this influence you. Why would you listen to a couple of muppets like us? Why don't you just make up your own mind?
Just find yourself 8 minutes in your busy schedules.
Yeah. Think for yourselves.
Won't you please
God's
think for
sake.
yourselves? Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
you want to go for that Harry Kite one against Bristol. Or Sam Stubbs' big header.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a rocket.
Yep.
I don't recommend going for Giovanni Brown against Bristol Rovers away. Not that impressive.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Do what you want, though. You're free people. Free to enjoy the goal of the season competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost...
It's nearly done.
It's nearly done. We're nearly done.
I think we've got 2 or 3 more.
Well, we'll be here
podcasts
next
in us.
week after this monumental weekend.
Yep.
If we're up and we're not promoted, and we're not champions,
Yep.
I'm off.
Well, we just say if we get promoted this season, is that it? Job done? Or can we lay this can we hand this
I'm
over
just
to
going
somebody
to unplug
else?
my microphone and
Throw him out the window.
stick it in my pocket. No, just walk straight to the beach
Yeah.
like that.
Never to be seen again.
I'm not tuning into Northampton away. No chance.
Fair enough.
You're going.
I'm going to Northampton away, yeah. So I'm now going to all the remaining
Oh yeah.
fixtures, potentially.
Yeah, because our friend's still getting married on the last day of the season.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Selfishly. Of course, we wish him every moment of happiness,
Yeah.
but
Not at the
he's
expense of
basically
Exeter
ruined
City.
our year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are, Grecians. Just take it easy. I wish we could enjoy the ride. In fact, some people enjoy football,
I know, it's mad, isn't it? Can't. That's just people who watch it on telly, I think.
My cousin's a Bristol Rovers season ticket holder, as I think I've mentioned before. He's really enjoying this. He's like, well, we're going to get playoffs and then we'll go to Wembley and be a lovely day out and we'll probably win. And I was like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well,
He's obviously not had childhood trauma,
no, probably not, no.
unlike the rest of us.
This is just kind of sex tourism for him, isn't it? In League 2.
Suppose it is, yeah.
Filthy pervert.
Yeah, that's their other nickname, isn't it? They call themselves either the Pirates or the Gas or the Filthy Perverts.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
No.
What are they doing in that tent? What are they doing in that marquee after the matches?
Best not to dwell upon.
Don't want to be part of your sex festival.
Thank you very much. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, to this podcast, which certainly has not been a sex festival, the opposite.
Yeah.
My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague, Dan.
Cheers.
See you on the other side.